And we're live. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Let me bring on my special guest. Looks like she's away from the computer right now. Nope, she's coming.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Good. Just got done feeding the fam and happy to be here. Thanks for doing this with me.
Yeah, I'm going to put on my headphone thingies because if we start playing stuff, I'm probably going to get like...
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live. It doesn't look like there's any on except maybe one person.
Hello, one person.
Let me see.
Well, I thought you did a great job with part one.
Oh, we got people in the chat saying hi.
Hey, I'm gonna pull that up too.
Hi, Kate. Hi, Danielle. And Natalie said she was gonna be back. Can you see the chat too?
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Okay, let me connect my beats because it's not connected yet. Okay. I do this so there's no like echo.
Attention network.
Oh, what was that?
I think that was my sound. I just had to mute it.
Oh, I was like, attention network, what?
Like you do these and then you get the ads for network marketing all the time.
Oh,
right?
yeah, but they're wasting their ad dollars on anti-MLM, so less of the pro MLMers see it. Hi, Lisa. As people are coming in, would you like to introduce yourself, Jamie?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Jamie, and how can I set this up real quick? Sorry, I'm just like, there we go. Sorry, man. Yeah, I'm Jamie, and my Instagram is essentially over MLMs, and I was with doTerra for 4 years, and I happen to know this person that you featured in part one. So
yeah, and we happen to live in the same city too. So
yeah.
once the panorama thing settles, maybe we can do some in-person collabs.
That'd be super fun. In person sounds good. Yeah. So, I have definitely been wanting to do reactions to, our team website was just a treasure trove of like, there's so much content there, but when I started my page, it's like, it just seemed like there was so much happening in the moment that I like in real time that I never got around to it. So this is great.
Oh my gosh, you're going to have to send me some stuff. That'd be so fun for us to work on.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I guess one of the things I was just thinking about the part one that you did that I just watched is how boring it must be to just like make the same pitch over and over and over. And I've heard her tell it so many times. It's like I know she tweaks it a little here and there, but that was one thing for me after 4 years. I was like, even if I did ever rank up high enough to make a living wage or get to be that high up, what I actually want to like, it started to really not look like time freedom at all. It started to look like, oh no, you do doTerra 24/7, 365.
Yeah, it sounded like she had a lot of really rehearsed things. I mean, we commented about how she said grateful quite a few times and and like the whole pipeline story and everything was just so very rehearsed. But, that's not surprising when you have to like have so many opportunity calls and so many like team calls and stuff. It's got to be it's gotta be tiring for sure.
Well,
And I didn't even catch this the first time around, but in my editing, I put like a little comment, but somebody was at a family dinner, so they couldn't be on screen. And I'm like, wait a minute. So you're at a family dinner, so you still have to attend, but you couldn't be on screen, but you're listening.
that was weird because I don't think she had Erin actually say anything,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know why she would need to be there, but yeah, that was interesting.
Well, did you look at the bingo card I
Oh yeah,
sent to you?
let me
See, I
up. Oh wait, you sent that on Instagram, right?
here's mine. And I kind of here we go. I'm trying to figure out how to work StreamYard. There it goes. I highlighted the ones that I think were in part one that we had talked about. I almost highlighted be your own boss also because she had mentioned about being a business owner, and that's just so much in that wheelhouse. But I just like left it blank just in case. But
Okay.
there were a lot of them
She
in part
definitely said
one.
that. Oh no, you got a lot of them.
Yeah, it was like one after another. Bam, bam,
Oh.
bam. Like retire your husband and residual income and
Mhm.
what was the big one that she said a lot of? It was life changing.
Life changing. Yeah, she's really big on it being life changing. I don't think she said blessed, but I feel like the gratitude that kept, you know, I'm so grateful. I'm so like I feel like that's blessed. It's just more new age speak
Yeah.
for blessed because that team is very kind of more new agey.
Yeah, well, that's not surprising with the doTerra oils and stuff.
Yeah.
And with, where we're at, keep Portland weird. um, but yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's okay.
Hashtag, oh yeah, hashtag blessed. Um, she was mentioning something about like being so grateful for the essential oils and stuff. And I mentioned in there it's like putting too much pressure on the MLM. Like I'm grateful for the MLM for buying my phone. I think I
Yeah.
did something like that. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. No, it becomes your everything, and that's kind of what I was connecting with, like, where I was at in it, and, just seeing, like, it does become your everything. It puts all the pressure on it. You know what? There was one note that I took from your, well, there were several notes that I took, but this thing about having a 65% retention rate, that statistic has been on every business builder handout, piece of paper, compensation plan, whatever, business overview form. It's like, how old is that statistic? Does it ever get updated? Because that's been the same number like the whole time.
Yeah, it would have to be changed. So it would be almost like they chose that statistic out of one year and didn't change it. Maybe it was their better year. I mean, just in my opinion for that, but like I'd also like to see the source because a lot of the stuff that she had, it didn't really show any sources on the graphics or anything. And I know that the part we're going to be watching today is likely to be kind of like that too. I didn't watch it, but I know the next part where she's like showing a graph or something.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just questions that I would have liked to have asked then, right? Like, it's a question. Where's that number coming from? Does that number change? No, it apparently does not. Why not? Um, and then that thing about doTerra becoming a $1 billion company, she kind of glitched her words. Basically, I think what she meant to say was it became a $1 billion company within the first 7 years, which was kind of on track or on par with the growth of Apple. So that's, I think, the comparison she was trying to make.
okay.
Yeah. Anywho.
All right. Well, I guess we can start the um Let me screen share. Sign and update source. That's what Kate said. Okay, hang on. I hope it is it selected? I can't even see. Guess maybe it's selected. I hope I selected the right thing. We'll see. It's a little lag.
Yeah, it looks
there
like
we go. Okay. I don't know. It takes forever like to load. Okay. Let's see. So this is where we left off. And I'm
the pipeline story.
Let me hide this off the thing. Okay.
It looks like maybe we're just not having audio.
Okay, hang on. Let's see. Where do I go for audio in here?
You're doing great.
Tell us some tea. Spill some tea.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I really liked these people a lot, you know. So I don't have that much juice to spill. I just you know, let me think. I'll if I think of anything, I'll share. You know, one of my last when I hit the last rank before I gave up, I had a meeting with this person, and you know, she was sort of just like, get it done, like do what you got to do to rank up. And what I needed to do to rank up was rearrange a bunch of people on my team so they were stacked in a more structural bonus kind of way. And you know, that's not what I wanted to do with my time. It just felt like total BS to me.
Yeah.
Kate is asking if I was ostracized when I left or terror. doTerra. No, I wasn't. These folks were pretty, you know, like it I don't want to say they're not like other MLMs, because doTerra absolutely is, but I feel like they ran their team, you know, in a way that still treated people with respect. And, you know, one thing that they said was, you know, if you decide to quit, just quit on a good day. You know, and maybe it was hearing that over and over why it took me so long to realize that it was a bad thing, right? Like I quit on a quote unquote good day, didn't really have any hard feelings, just left feeling like it wasn't for me, right? So I kind of took it personally that the system didn't work for me, rather than realizing, which it took me like 2.5 years to realize, that it was a systemic failure, not my fault.
Sorry.
Harley, I am.
Sorry, I was thinking it might work better if I like added a video file. I'll just have to like change the timing on it. Sorry for that to interrupt you.
No worries. Not a problem.
I was trying to switch it up because I think this might work better. And I'm just gonna take off these. I don't care.
Okay.
It'll probably work better this way.
Yeah.
All right. You can continue your thought.
Oh, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, just, you know, like, yeah, there was definitely no ostracization. I can't say that word right now. You know, however, I did notice that once I stopped reaching out to my upline mentor, I wasn't really hearing from her. So we did get together a handful of times, but they were times that I initiated. So I did notice when I stopped reaching out that I wasn't hearing from her. And this was somebody I spent a lot of time with over 4 years. So, and I also didn't I never quite gained that deeper community or sisterhood stuff that they try to sell. And it
Yeah.
definitely was part of our sales pitch.
Did you, because I know when I left my upline actually decided to leave Arbonne and wait the 6-month period so that she could sign up under somebody else because she didn't like her uplines and how that was. And so I had no ill will towards anybody. Like, I had made friends with them and fine, and they were still on my Facebook. But when they found out a year later that I was anti MLM, that's when I ended up getting after everything this MLM did for you, after everything we did for you, and then a block. So I thought that was just kind of interesting. If they find out you leave, fine. But if they find out you're anti MLM, suddenly it's like, why are you trying to bring down businesses and stuff?
Yeah. No, I didn't really get any of that. But then again, I have no idea if any of these people know that I'm anti MLM now. The last conversation I had with my mentor, who was my upline, she wasn't my enroller. She was the person above that person. It was after she asked for my team because she knew I wasn't placing my 100 PV order anymore. So we went through that process. I closed my account. My team rolled up to her. And that was that. And it was funny when I contacted doTerra to close my account, they numerous times were like, but you're going to lose your LRP points and you're going to miss out. And I was like, can you close my account again? I had to keep repeating, I'm closing this account. So they really didn't want me to close my account, I guess. Anyway. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see if it works this time. It looks like you heard it, so I think we should be good. And if you want to speak or something, feel free to kind of raise your hand or something, and I can pause it or something like that. I think that works pretty well.
Yeah,
or just speak up. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get it. I think it was around this mark or something. Yeah. We'll just start it from there.
The Healing Hands projects that are going on there, and it touched my heart.
Can you hear it?
So when you're purchasing that bottle of essential oil, know that is having a positive impact on the world.
Okay, so this is actually a place where it pauses. So that's on her end. But she did say touched my heart, and I know touch my heart on my heart was a thing. And I think that one mission, I put on yours.
Then we can be part of that process.
Oh, here we go. Guess we're back.
Okay, so let's talk about
let me just say one thing about this though, because
really, yes, you can go to Bulgaria. Oh, am I still frozen?
Okay, there
Laura,
we go.
will you pause it for a sec?
To pause it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I paused it.
You were with Arbonne, right?
Yes.
Well, in doTerra, they really, really leverage this kind of reputation of, serving people through their nonprofit and and the sourcing model and all that. So it's one of those distraction techniques, right? It's like, focus on this other thing over here. Don't focus on the business model and the negative things. it was just something that people really talked about a lot. Like, we're so awesome. Look at all this good work we're doing.
Well, in the end of part 1, it was about the doTerra pipeline. I'm gonna stop saying that word because she ruins it. Touching many lives, and it was like about that, like the growers and them giving them fair wages and stuff like that, and
Right.
them doing all these different like charity work and stuff. But it's really just a look this way, we're good kind of tactic.
Yeah, totally.
And I don't know if there was a lag because you said, "Can you pause?" And then I like tried to pause, and I don't know. But this looks like a fun chart here. I can't even read it on the screen here. I have to like
compensation plan.
I have to full screen it so I can see it better. But I won't be able to see the chat. Unless I pull it over somewhere. It's not important. I'll check the chat later. You can check the chat. But okay, so yeah, it looks like they're showing, that's the first rank, elite, and then it's 357 a month. Enrolled something plus people. It's like hard to read, but yeah, I remember when one of the very first videos I did on my channel was a doTerra video, and I remember them talking about the power of 3. I remember because I made like a funny, I put like a little charmed like scene in it. The power of 3 will set us free.
Yes, I remember that. That was great.
It just like reminds me of that every time. But
yeah,
anyway.
Like these graphs don't totally reflect like this reflect the structural bonuses, but they kind of do.
But they also mislead because like you think, oh, I can make 2,000 a month plus if I just get to the 3rd rank here. But getting to the 3rd rank means a lot of recruiting.
It
It
is a lot
looks
of
like,
recruiting.
and sales.
Yeah, and when she talks about, customers, repeat customers and retention being your pipeline, it's like, well, that's all well and good. I was great at enrolling customers because I am a certified holistic health coach, and like I thought I could just do that under the doTerra umbrella, but they're really, they're similar and different, but you can't rank up just having customers. I had a ton of customers on my team. I probably had 150.
Yeah.
And that didn't help me rank up. It helped me get a little bit of volume, but it did not help me rank up because I really was not great at recruiting.
You didn't have people under you like
Yeah,
to,
and
to
when she says we focus on education, I would agree with that. They do focus on education. There were a lot of naturopathic physicians and acupuncturists and licensed professionals on our team that would do our, community classes once a month and do the weekly calls and stuff. So you did really kind of feel like you were getting a good education. But the implication was that like if you enrolled customers, that they inevitably would want to do the business.
I'd like to know more about the education because I would imagine it to be a lot of like how like personal development kind of stuff like that we see in MLMs and stuff. Because I just think they're selling something that can be dangerous if not talking to your medical professionals first. And like the power of saying that they're educating people, and if you're like going against something that they need like medically, it just kind of, I just wonder what kind of education it is really. Like,
well, it was a lot of health claims. It was a lot of talking about specific diseases within the context of lifestyle changes, but also like at every level of a lifestyle change, there were oil and products to go with that. And, they heavily promoted overuse and overconsumption. And that was a huge part of the education was you've got this problem, use it for like literally everything all day long. We're going to get them on you, in you, and around you. You're going to use them in small, frequent, daily doses. So they don't want you to see the fine print. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Natalie's comments here.
Yeah.
a lot of stuff here.
Totally.
Holiness and holiness meets quota. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we will continue.
Am I back? Oh,
You're
I'm
back.
good. Okay.
I'm back.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the possibilities. So the thing here is, and hold on, I just need to move my chat window. It's a little hard for me to navigate this. Well, let me move this over here. Thank you for your patience. There. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to close the chat window just for a minute so I can see. Let me put this over here. Okay, so let's discover the possibility. So doTerra's generous compensation plan is a proven vehicle for creating powerful, lasting income while also incentivizing synergy and collaboration. Another thing that I personally love about this business is you don't do it alone. You're not an island. We have an incredible, thriving community, and I feel so fortunate to work with literally all of my best friends. And if they weren't friends before doTerra, they have become my great friends now. And what's beautiful, as you succeed, you help others succeed. And as you help others succeed, it helps your success. So it's just this beautiful cycle of helping one another succeed, and we all win from that. So on this chart, it is going to show you our different doTerra ranks, and I'm going to break these things down a little bit more. These are the annual incomes from 2018, so we're a few years past that, but they're still pretty close. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but we have here kind of like the length of time it takes to reach a rank.
I'm sorry, what? And I lost my place. Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just was saying she's reading off a 2018 compensation plan when it's 2000. This video is from last year.
Yeah, this was from November 2021.
Like, get a more current. I don't know. I just think it's lame that she's reading one that's old.
Oh yeah, it's definitely strange. I wonder if there's like a newer one out, but it's really kind of different, their income disclosure. I tried to find one that was like the other MLMs and stuff, but it doesn't really break it down quite the way, unless I like found it wrong. I think it like, I don't know, like it didn't show how many were in the ranks, like the percentage.
Yeah, I posted in the most recent income disclosure recently, and a couple other people did also put that out recently. So yeah, I mean, on income disclosures, they don't break it down by how many people are in the rank. They don't give you the kind of details, how many people started, how many people left, the average or the mean. So yeah, but this is the compensation plan that is on her screen, not the income.
Yeah, the one that you have on Instagram is the same one I found, and it just says pretty much 50% earned more than $100 first year, like it, and more than, but it doesn't really break it down really.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that income disclosure is just looking at people from a certain rank up. or from, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't talk about it unless I have it in front of me. Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, I was looking to see if I can pull it up just on your Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Because I had it pulled up, but then I lost it. Too much of having to shut down my computer so many times, you know, because I had to record the first video 4 times. It was insane.
I know, it sounded like you were having trouble with that. I'll send this to you over here on Instagram too.
I think my computer was just tired and wanted a nap.
Sounds about right. Don't we all need a nap? Okay, so this is saying, oh, it's hard for me to read on my phone. First year distributors, yeah, 50%.
Okay.
So in doTerra, they do distinguish between a distributor and a customer, even though if you enroll a customer, it's still on your downline.
Okay.
But theoretically, these numbers are coming just from quote unquote wellness advocates.
I think you just sent me a message. I'm trying to pull it up, but it's slow. It's slow because I'm streaming.
Okay.
1 second. Okay. See if I can. Widescreen or something.
Well, I mean, basically, we can just look at all other distributors, not even looking at the first year distributors, all other distributors. The top 10% are making about $1,200 average a month. That's the top 10%. They're only making $1,200 a month. The top 1% makes $8,700 a month. So you have to make it to the top 1% to even get close to $10,000 a month. So it, you know, it sucks, just like all of them.
Yeah, this is the, I can't really blow it up. I don't know how to like make it larger.
That's okay.
But anyway, we'll just go back to the thing. But it's on yeah. It's easy to find, and I'll post it on my Instagram as well, and or like
chart,
link to yours.
It is going to show you our different doTerra ranks, and I'm going to break these things down a little bit more. These are the annual incomes from 2018. So we're a few years past that, but they're still pretty close. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but we have here kind of like the length of time, and then how the rank is built. And again, some of this, if you're new, might be over your head a little bit. So I don't worry about understanding the structure, but just take a look at the numbers. So like as an elite, this is one of our base ranks. You can end up making an extra, $300-400 a month. That would be about an extra $3,000 a year. So just that alone can help get your product for free, which is really cool. And then as you move more into the supplement your income section, you're going to move more into the like silver and gold. This can take anywhere from like 18, 27 up to 37 months, depending on how much time and energy and effort you have to put into this business. And that's where you can begin to supplement your income. So you can begin to make around $2,000 a month. A lot of people, if they have a career that they want to step away from, it's usually around the rank of gold, where you're going to start to make like $3,000 to $5,000 a month. I know when I hit gold, that is when I retired from my photography business. And then when you get up into the platinum rank, that's getting more into the 7, 8.
She supposedly retired.
Right. And remember that
maybe she meant
that 7, 8, 9 zone is the top 1%.
Yeah. Okay. And So, and she quit her other photography business, like, to just do this full time. That's what they want. But like so she's in the top 1%. Is that, or
Oh, she's in the top
that's what she said?
something. No, I was just saying she was talking about the rank of,
0.000.
she was talking about the rank of platinum being, where you start to earn 7, 8, 9,000 a month. And according to the income
Oh yeah, I
disclosure,
see that here.
that's the top 1%. So she's in like the top 0.001% or something, whatever it is at Presidential Diamond. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that would be the PD up at the very top leadership there.
Right.
Yeah. And then the platinum is in the middle there, but that's the top 1%. It's insane. Okay.
Yep.
$9,000-$10,000 a month.
Slow.
I'm kind of giving you a range because we're showing the averages on the screen, but I want to be clear, this is not your first paycheck. It's sort of the average of all the ranks. And usually your paycheck is a little lower, but then as you continue to be that rank, it builds up. And then also when you get to diamond, so there's a lot of people that, diamond kind of becomes their goal. You're looking at, $14, $15, $16, $17,000 a month. So take a moment and just think about that. Whatever number is landing for you, think about what difference would that make in your life if you had an extra $5,000 coming in every month? Like, what would that do for you? And how about if you could go on vacation, or you could take a couple weeks off and that paycheck is still showing up? Or how about if you get ill? I personally, in this last year, have really kind of been through a midlife crisis and have had a lot of challenges and was pretty checked out for a while. And I was so incredibly grateful that I continued to have this paycheck coming in to support my life when I did not have the mental or emotional capacity to do that much. So I'm back now and happy to be back, but I was just so grateful during that time that I could still support myself while I had to take some time off to do some personal work. Okay, so I'm going to kind of break down a little bit more how we get paid, because our paychecks get kind of broken up into these different pools. And the cool thing is that when you become one of the higher rank leaders, so when you start moving towards premier, silver, gold, and beyond, basically you start getting a share of the monthly profits. So really, that's just the biggest takeaway here, is that when you get to premier, you start to get a percentage of the profit. And what's really cool is that can be anywhere from a couple $100s to several $1,000s added to your monthly paycheck, depending on your rank that month. So that's just a little extra bonus that the company gives back to you as a leader in the company. The other thing.
Sorry if there is some lag. It's just kind of hard to do the StreamYard or like the streaming thing. Like for some reason it lags on my end. I don't know. But what she pretty much was saying is about recruiting, getting the bonuses for recruiting, those little extra bits.
Yeah, it's
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, it's once you hit certain ranks, you start getting into these bonus pools. So it's another way to get paid, right? There's different ways to get paid in doTerra. There's a fast start bonus, there's unilevel, there's power of 3 bonus, and then there's these rank bonuses, and there's probably other ones I'm not remembering, but yeah.
I loved Kate's comment earlier, 101. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, but yeah, you're right. Like to hit these ranks, you have to be recruiting for sure.
Yeah. Kate said $101 is over 100. That's what I was thinking. Like they could just be like just over it.
Right.
How many man-made hours exactly? How much is going into that 1,200 a month?
Yeah, so like when she says with Elite, if you're making $300 or $400 extra a month, that's great. I was at Elite until like practically the very end. I hit Premier because I rearranged a bunch of people on my team to get the volume in the right structural places, and it was such a terrible use of my time. It was just like I want to be health coaching people. I don't want to be calling my friends and going, "Can I have you sign this thing so I can move you?" Like that is no, not what I wanted to be doing. But I don't think I averaged $300 or $400 a month. I maybe made 2 or 3, but that if I was lucky, I broke even because I was placing large orders every month. Our team, if you were a builder, you were spending a minimum of $125 a month minimum, and then all the other business expenses that you have. So if I did make 200 to 300, I was lucky if I broke even. So it's not like this extra $300 or $400 a month is some big boon, because you're spending the 100 minimum, and if you are actually trying to make some money, you've got tons of other expenses.
Looks like we got a question. What does that mean? Oh, like how much did you have, like inventory or something? I think that's what.
Yeah, my inventory. Yeah, you mentioned that in part 1. The last time I went to my mentor's house, we did a trade. She did this. Sorry, I'm going to give a circuitous answer to that question. I had a lot of backstock, a lot of inventory. I finally I gave a lot of it away after I quit. So people got a lot of free stuff. But yeah, I really noticed the last time that I went to my mentor's house, how much inventory she had in her office. It was a ton. It was just a ton of product.
I still have a lot of my Arbonne stuff.
Yeah. So I have I still have probably more oils than I really need, but I'm just, trying to be conservative with them at this point. And
oh yeah, Facebook did just rebrand. Every time they rebrand, we can be founders, guys. I also am a certified health coach, and when I joined Arbonne, I thought I could use that to help my clients and like make a package deal kind of thing, or something like that with the 30 days, test it out and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Were you going to say something? You said there.
I could.
We could talk all day. Yeah.
We could talk all day.
We're not going to get through the, we're not going to get through the slow molasses video.
That's really cool. And I really want you to just take a moment to be able to wrap your head around this is our unilevel bonus structure. This is something that really sets doTerra apart. And this is something where a lot of people truly don't understand how compensation plans work. So there are plans out there that you might make more money in the first few months with doTerra, and you think, oh yeah, this is great, I'm making all this money. But then if you understand the compensation plan, you'll find you don't make as much money over a long extended period of time. So with doTerra, you might make a little less money in the beginning, and you might feel like I'm working really hard and I'm not making that much money. We've all been there. But in time, you are going to make way more money and have a much more substantial paycheck. And the reason why is that as we build our organization, we basically are making a commission on the people that are underneath us buying oils. And if you look at this chart, you'll see on level 1, right, which is kind of your top level, you're going to get 2% of the sales of everybody's that's on your top level. But what happens is as you build your organization, it actually gets larger as it moves down, because I enrolled Josie, and then Josie enrolled her friend, and her friend enrolled 3 friends, and it starts building out that way, right? So doTERRA pays you the highest level commission as you move down. And that is huge, because a lot of companies do it opposite. They pay you the highest level commission on the top line, but they pay you the lowest level of commission on the bottom line. So with the doTERRA compensation, that is equal to about, say, a $32,000 monthly check if you have built out that structure. If you were to flip that and you were to flip those percentages, I think it's around a $12,000 check. So you could do the same amount of work, you could have the same amount of people underneath you, buying the same amount of product, and with doTERRA, you'd be making $32,000 a month. With somebody else, you'd be making about $12,000 a month. So that is one thing that really makes doTERRA different. We also have a really cool bonus called the Power of 3. And this is...
So with that, it just kept reminding me of this. And now with the Power of 3 on the slides, it really looks like this.
Yeah.
In terms of, like she was saying, like you make money off of the people under you buying the essential oils. So at least she's being honest.
Yeah. But she's not saying recruiting. She's just saying signing up. So she's not making a distinction between a customer and a builder, but the way she described it distinguishes it as recruiting, because if she signs up Josie and Josie signs up blah, 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 and then blah, blah, blah signs up. So that is recruiting. She's just not using that language. It's very kind of shrouded.
Yeah. And the builders are the customers too. Like there are just customers, but the builder, like the people, the team, the wellness advocates, I don't know all the terminology.
Oh yeah, we're the best customers.
Yeah.
Everything.
I've heard a few little keywords, and also like she's obviously describing why doTERRA is so much better and different than other MLMs. Like with that, also it just, I don't know if it's because she's slower with the lag and stuff, but it just kind of sounds like she's read all these numbers 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's hear about the charmed Power of 3.
Perfect for somebody that is not ready to step into doTERRA full time. You want to do it part time. Maybe you have 5 hours a week to put towards this. You'd love to get your oils for free. You would love to share with a few friends. And this is a way that you can actually begin to do that. So I'm going to explain to you how this works. So when you are doing your 100 PV monthly order every month, and you share with 3 friends who are doing the same, and collectively you have a team volume of 600, so that would actually mean that all of you are doing 150 PV per month, you receive a $50 bonus. Now, when that repeats again, when those 3 friends share with 3 friends, you're going to get a $250 bonus. They're going to get a $50 bonus. And when that repeats one more time on the top level, you're going to get a $1,500 bonus. So again, I'm just giving you a super simple breakdown. If this is something that interests you, we have a webinar about it. We have support calls about it. You can talk to the person that enrolled you. But the takeaway that I want you to get here is that you can very quickly, 1, be earning $50 a month, which will pay for half of your order. With very little effort, you can start to earn $250 a month. So you're paying for your oils, you're getting free healthcare, plus you're getting a little extra cash on top of that. And if you can repeat that one more time, you can earn $1,500 a month. And the cool thing about this is actually going to start moving you towards the rank of silver. So it's actually going to start turning more into like $2,000 a month. So at the very minimum.
Damn. Okay, I'm pausing it. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. She just makes it sound like you're just completely in control and it's just totally up to you. If you just want to do a little or a lot, like it's just totally up to you and you're totally just in control of all of it. And you're not. Right? Like she's saying, if you just share, she's using the word share instead of enroll a builder, which is recruiting. She's using this word share. Like
they like the word share instead of sell or recruit.
Yeah, well, share it also, and it's very like she's totally like doing this with the words. It's because technically, whatever. It's such bullshit. And her saying free healthcare, that is something that they like to. It's not free healthcare. You're buying essential oils. It's not free healthcare. It's not an insurance plan.
Yeah, you're actually paying out of pocket for healthcare, and healthcare that's not included in a company share is so much more expensive. I mean, unless you're on like a Medicaid or Medicare, like for low income and stuff, which I am, but yeah.
Yeah, it just really rubs me the wrong way when she talks about it being free health care, because it's like, just hit these ranks and then, theoretically you can afford then to pay out of pocket for whatever services you need, which is great. But it's, I don't know. It's just like, what is she even talking about?
Yeah, it's another way to make it look like you've got the benefits. Like, for instance, the free healthcare and then being able to get a paycheck when you're sick or on vacation. You get that in regular jobs, but they're trying to make it sound like their job is a superb, not regular job that you get benefits from when you don't.
Right.
You don't get those benefits. And
yeah. And then, so you're getting paid theoretically, and it is theoretical. Like, this is not how this plays out. So then you can pay off your debt, pay for your healthcare, pay for an insurance premium or whatever, pay for actual healthcare. But the implication is that these products can replace standard models of care, that these essential oils can replace going to the doctor, or, well, maybe not going to the doctor, but the implication is that these essential oils can replace your traditional models of care. Medicine. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I think Hannah Alonso had there was a horror story in one of her recent horror stories, and it was about someone being stopping medicine for doTerra. It's a little more complex than that, but I don't want to get into the story because it's trigger warning related. Yeah. But if you want to check it out, Hannah. But I want to go to Kate's comment real quick, because that my friend that I had dinner with today is a book babe and told me that not all MLMs are structured the same way. You should tell her that you've got a friend that used to be a book babe. And MLMs are structured the same way. There are differences with how Usborne Books is, but there's differences with everything in terms of little differences, like this power of 3 and how it's broken down specifically, but it's still very much structured the same way as an MLM.
Yeah.
So I just found that interesting.
Yeah, right. Like, the compensation plans can look different, but ultimately they're all more or less pyramid schemes.
I will say that with Usborne Books, you don't get any extra bonus commissions off of people you recruit until you make it to the second rank. like team leader or whatever after having recruited 5 people. So you have to recruit 5 people and make a certain sales or something before you can even get compensation from people under you. But even so, there are so many, they have a fast start kind of program, kind of like a lot of MLMs do, where you get like incentivized to meet sales and recruits and stuff. And I've talked about that in like my book review stuff before. But yeah, it's still very much recruiting and MLM structure kind of thing. It's just, yeah, they don't want to think that their MLM is the same. That's the bottom line.
Right. They're all special unicorns in their own way.
Unicorns. Yeah. Yeah, they're all good. I mean, this one's good, but all the rest are not good.
Right. Obviously.
Okay. Start here. Work on building your power of 3. We also have something called the Fast Start bonus. And this is really cool because this puts money in your pocket quickly. And the way that this works is that when you enroll a friend, you essentially get 20% commission in the first 60 days of whatever they purchase. So you get say you enroll Sally on Saturday and she buys, a kit and a bunch of different oils. You're going to get a 20% commission based on the PV value, and that check is going to arrive in your mailbox a week later. So this is a great way, 1, to start paying for your orders. 2, it's a great way to take the money and be able to reinvest it back into your business.
Sorry for pausing again, but that's just kind of interesting to me that she says, say Sally and you enroll Sally on Saturday and then like all this stuff, but then she's saying that Sally's making all the purchases. The distributor, the one that you enrolled as a recruit, and she's making all these purchases for her starter kit and then more oils. But it, like, if I were doing this slide or something, I would be like, okay, well, Sally sold products to people and you get a commission off of that. But no, Sally bought a starter kit and some more essential oils. So Sally is the customer, even though she's also the recruit. I just found that funny.
Yeah, it's unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah, they like to confuse people for sure.
The great thing too is that when Sally shares with her friend, she's going to get that 20%, but you're still going to get 10%. And you might not have even had to be part of that interaction. She might have gone out and enrolled her friend on her own, but you're still going to get 10% in your paycheck. And then when that friend shares with a friend, you're going to get 5%. So you're actually going to get paid on 3 levels with those fast starts. So what's really great is you enroll more and more people and they start enrolling people, you'll start getting a weekly check for interactions that you may not have even been a part of. And again, this is your pipeline. So again, doTerra truly is a possibility to change lives and create an income. So here are some things to think about. What would make...
I feel like those were some bingo words there. Or they could have been.
I know.
If we had them. Changing lives and
life-changing.
Well, life-changing, yeah. But she's already said that before. She's kind of repeating herself on the ones we already have.
Yeah, she's talking again about residual income. And she's just super, super, super minimizing the work and the insanity that goes into recruiting people to also recruit people, because it's really different to enroll a customer than to enroll somebody who wants to do this as a quote unquote business. She's just making it seem like it's no big thing.
Yeah. Is it starting to hail again?
Yeah. I mean, it
yeah.
just came from my
yeah, I'm hearing it on the window.
Bingo
I
income
can say that
claims.
because we both hear it. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was mentioning about income.
Absolutely. And she's done a lot of We're So Different. She's done a lot of Anyone Can Do It. She's done a ton of Making an Impact.
We're just gonna
She's
get like a whole card bingo.
She's totally winning this bingo. She's like, she did a drop in the chat earlier. She did a retire husband. Pockets of time, I think she's kind of alluding to, because she's, making it sound like it doesn't take that much time to do it.
Oh, she did say put money in your pocket, and that made me think about pockets of time, but not in that sense, but like just how put money in your pocket could have been a bingo word or phrase.
And then
just there's so many, and I like to include the ones that aren't on there too, just because there are so many in this one call. It seems to last forever. All right.
And did you catch how she
impact?
I'm sorry. She was just, already, like, even at these super low ranks where she's on the one hand saying you're just getting your oils for free, but she's already talking about having to reinvest that money, right, to build your business. Like, none of it is profit because you have to reinvest it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're putting it back into the business. Like,
you sure as hell are.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
In your life. So I know I at the beginning of this asked you to kind of wave the magic wand, but like really consider this. Like, would it become, like, if you could become debt free, or how about if you could build a generous savings account? I know a lot of Americans do not have an adequate retirement account. So it's not too late. It's never too late to start working on your retirement account. And if that's something that you haven't done and it's hard, this could become your retirement. This gives you more financial control. Or do you have a cause that you feel really, really passionate about? One thing that I have learned and I've experienced is I'm more abundant. I have more to give, and I've had people criticize me and actually say, well, what do you need all that money for? And I realize the more I have and the more I can take care of me and my family, the more I have to give, the more I can make a difference in the world, the more I can freely give to causes that I truly care about, and the more I can make a difference. Another thing to consider is working smarter. So again, this is an opportunity to control your time and your schedule to ultimately build your own dreams. We all love self-improvement, so it's kind of not possible to be part of this business and not work on yourself and continue to grow yourself in the process, and also plan and prepare financially. And then also doing what you love. Do you want to travel? Do you love to educate people? Do you love service? Do you love spending time with friends and family? Do you love building community? I will say this is a business about building relationships. So if you don't like people, if you don't like community, if you don't like any of that, this is probably not for you. But think about on this list, like, what are the things that really hop out to you as, wow, yeah, like that really lands for me. And if I could make that change in my life or create that, that would make a huge difference. So I want to then share this with you. So a lot of people then ask, like, okay, how do I make this happen? And let me just do a time check really quick. Okay. How do we make this happen? So I want to kind of lay out a path for you so you have a clear understanding of what this takes. This is not a get rich quick scheme. I really want to be clear about this. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I'm going to be very transparent. When I started, I was working really, really hard. I might not have been working as smartly as I could have. I had a lot to learn. And I remember saying to my husband, like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of work. And he would say, it's okay. People that work in sales, people that work in this capacity, it takes a longer time to like build your foundation, build your business. But again, in the bigger picture, what you're building is substantial. So you want to keep that in mind. And you want to be realistic about like the time that you're putting in, and really like, are you willing to make the sacrifices and maybe watch a little less Netflix at night, or prioritize your weekends, or do some time blocking so you can make the time to build this business. I know when I started, I was working full time, and I literally only had 2 to 3 hours a week to put towards it. But then that 2 to 3 hours a week turned into 8 hours, turned into 15 hours, turned into full time, allowed me to retire from my other career and then go full time doTerra. So you can set these goals. You can decide what your timeline is, but it's something that you can start small and then build it over time. So if you want to hit the goal of, say, elite or premier, where you're making that like $300 to $800 a month, you're getting your oils paid for, you're making a little additional income, you want to allot about 3 to 10 hours per week. And then if you want to begin to supplement your income, where you're making anywhere from, let's say, $800 up to $5,000 a month, you want to start shooting for the ranks of Premier and Gold. You would then want to look at anywhere from 10 to 30 hours a week. Ideally, you want to be enrolling at least 4 customers and 1 builder a month. And we have the training, we have the tools, we have education to teach you how to do this. And then if you want to get into the bracket of replacing your income, so you want to be hitting the rank of gold all the way up into diamond and above, this definitely then becomes a full-time job where you're going to be investing anywhere from 25 to 50 hours per week. Ideally, you want to start to enroll at least 8 customers a month and 2 builders monthly. So again, this just kind of gives you a map. You can make this look however you want it to look. I always say with doTerra, you never fail unless you quit. Sometimes goals take longer. I've had to readjust many goals. I've at times had things take longer than I wanted them to take. But the key is I never quit. And I'm still here 12 years later. And I, again, am so grateful that I am. Success is super simple. And there's basically 3 simple steps to build your financial.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This is just
a lot.
So super triggering, because that was the thing that she said to our team all the time. The only way to fail is to quit. But I can tell you for sure that if I was still in doTerra, I would probably just be more in debt. I don't think I necessarily would have hit higher ranks. I think I would have just been spinning my wheels. And I saw lots of people who hung on for a long time, and they weren't necessarily making more money. They just didn't quit.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of pressure to stay on board and not leave no matter what, because you can always do more personal development and work harder to eventually get to that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you hear that enough, right? The only people who fail are the ones who quit. It's like, and also thinking it's get rich slower. Okay. So you got to put in your time, you got to put in your work, learn the systems, even though they change every 3 to 6 months, the training systems. So you got to keep up on those because those are constantly changing. And she's about to say success is super simple, right? Like she's going to say the training is simple, but it's not easy. I'll bet you anything that's what she's going to say.
Yeah, it looks like John Smith said success is super simple. And Tim
Yeah.
said the only way to fail is joining this terrible business.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's hard when you're seeing these businesses everywhere and they're telling you they're doing a lot of information control. They're telling you to trust them for the answers. And they're enrolling people like without letting them like really get knowledge and awareness around like how little of a profit it actually is going to be unless you get in
Right.
the top 0.001% or
Yeah.
whatever.
And I want to just address some of these comments really quick. Lisa's saying, at least she's saying that there are different time requirements depending on how high in the ranks you want to try to go. And that's true. She is addressing that, but they are really not accurate reflections of, like I was probably putting, when she talked about like, if you want to earn this much, you'd put in this much time. So I was putting in that much time, but I was still earning a much lower rank, right? Like they're not accurate reflections of time in, money out. And I love this, Kate. It only takes 5 to 10 years ish to make a livable wage. Yeah, I guess maybe if I had made it to year 5, I might have approached. No, I was nowhere close to a livable wage. And you guys, I like totally did all the things. I don't need to go into what all those are, but like I did all of it.
Yeah, and the time isn't really the component that allows you to move up in the first place.
Right.
It's how many people you're able to recruit and get as customers. I mean, she
Right.
did say that you have to get 8 customers a month and then 1 builder or like whatever to get to that kind of level.
Mhm.
But that's the determining factor, and a lot of you'll hit a lot of no's and a lot of blocks on
Yeah.
that because yeah, people are
Yeah.
becoming more aware about MLMs and not and there's a dozen reasons why
Yeah.
not to. So,
And the reason I was able to build a bit of a team was because I had 1 or 2 builders who enrolled a couple people, but like they weren't building teams. I would place people in those, structural bonus positions, and I would have enough of a relationship with them to ask them to commit to keeping 100 PV order, but then I would put everybody underneath them. They weren't enrolling people, right? So it's like you can parcel it out and like figure out how to make it work in all these weird ways and by rank, and that happened all the time. But it's not like just because you have somebody in a builder spot who's keeping up 100 PV, it's not like you actually have builders on your team, or at least that was my experience. And when I would complain about that they'd just be like, just make it happen. You just do it. You just build your team, even if you don't have builders. So it's not like it's that easy to get builders.
oh yeah. And I'd imagine there's a lot of people that buy ranks and do stuff behind the scenes. I know that
Yeah.
even with me, like like I had to sometimes spend a little bit more money to try to meet a quota, like each month to try to like meet that threshold. Um and I joined these MLM direct selling groups on Facebook or something, and like was trying to barter with other network marketers. Like there was a lot of that kind of stuff going on, a lot of stuff. It seems shady now looking back. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me pull this back up.
Thanks. Sorry for all the commentary. It's just a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. And I talk a lot too, so.
Financial pipeline. So one, I think we're all doing this already. Use your doTERRA products. I use them all the time. In fact, I'm going to put some osmanthus on right now. If you have a favorite oil next to you, go ahead and grab it and put some on with me. Secondly, begin to share doTERRA. Begin to share with friends and family. I was at the gym the other day and a woman twisted her knee badly when we were working out. I immediately pulled out my Deep Blue. She was sitting down. She was crying. I said, would it be okay if I rub some of this on your knee? I started massaging it on her knee. I gave her a sample to take home. Her and I have started to build a relationship. You can share doTERRA every day, all day. I always keep samples in my purse, and sometimes I'll challenge myself and I'll say, okay, who can I share doTERRA with today? Who do I get to bless with the essential oils? So simply sharing and educating about the products. And then from there, you teach people how to use the oils. You teach people how to get enrolled. You teach people how to get the best prices. You teach people about our community, and you teach people how to, one, get their oils for free and make some additional income if they so choose. So we have something called the pipes, and this is sort of the pipeline that we move you through when you're building the business. And we simply teach you how to prepare, how to invite, how to present, how to enroll, and then ultimately how to support. And I want to promise you, we have tons of support. Like right now, I am doing the present, right? So if you're new, you don't necessarily have to do this from day one. So I don't want you sitting there thinking, oh my goodness, I don't want to do one of these Zoom calls, because you don't have to do that till you're ready. We have your back. We have you supported. So I'm going to just break down these steps a little bit more, and then we're almost to the end here. So the 3 steps to launch your business. So begin changing lives by completing the following action steps and building your financial pipeline. So again, number 1, live the wellness lifestyle. If you are new and you have not had a wellness overview, I highly recommend reaching out to your enroller. They should have reached out to you, but in the case they didn't, reach out to your enroller and ask for one. Because what drove my passion in this business was the change that I began to see in my life from using these products. And I know without a doubt that I would not be as healthy in body, mind, and even spirit as I am now if I did not have these products in my life. Because like I said, when I was introduced to doTERRA, I was not in a good place, and I was very...
Of course, you weren't in a good place when you were introduced to doTERRA, because that's the vulnerability pain point, like of when you get recruited for these things. Also, she's like saying how she's putting doTERRA on a pedestal again, where she's saying like how she'd be nothing without these essential oils. They're everything.
Yeah. We both are certified health coaches, and we're both experiencing health issues, right? It's like we're not without tools, we're not without resources. We know how to live a healthy lifestyle. And the way that these products are marketed is like that they are a critical part of a healthy lifestyle, which they're really not. And I can tell you that during the time I was in doTERRA, I experienced chronic infections. And now I also had sort of like the beginning stages of autoimmune conditions. These did not prevent me from developing these health concerns, and I've also been a super healthy person my entire adult life. So it's like you can do a lot of prevention, and maybe I'd be a lot worse off if I didn't do the preventative lifestyle and nutrition things that I've done throughout my life. But doTERRA certainly did not prevent me or cure me, right? Like, I don't know. I certainly can't say the same thing that she's saying.
Yeah. Kate said, I'm counting on getting some essential oil to cure my MS. And there was this thing, before I mentioned I was walking with a cane and like just to go put something in the mail, and my neighbor wanted to chat with me. Like, first it was like, oh, what happened to you? And like, I didn't even know her. It was so weird. But at one point she said something, and this was all verbal. So I don't have like receipts or anything, but she said something about how she knows somebody who sells essential oils and it cured somebody's MS. And I'm like, there's so much wrong with that, because one, you can't cure MS. Two, that's a major health claim. Three, I don't have MS, and like she was making assumptions there because of the cane and the neurological stuff. But yeah, so much.
Yeah. Charlie, I just want to say, yes, the stress of trying to make that business work for 4 years and failing, was super fucking stressful. Pardon, sorry if you have a PG channel here, Laura. I tend to have a sailor mouth, so sorry about that if your
Oh
channel's...
no, I've cursed before. It's fine. I may
Sorry.
like if I end up taking pieces of this video to make another like shorter video or something, I'll like, maybe fix it or something.
Yeah.
But you're fine.
But no, I
It's
mean,
just the monetization part.
yeah. But yeah, it was really, really, really stressful. And I'm sure that didn't do my health any favors.
You were just in the wrong MLM.
Wrong MLM.
Oh, there's a rainbow. Sorry. There's a you should look outside. See if you see the same rainbow.
Oh,
do you see
so
it?
cool.
Because we're both in the same area.
My windows are facing south, so it must not be on that side.
It's cool though. Anyway, ADHD. When I joined Arbonne, I was trying to like find something to make me feel better, and I did like the 30 days to healthy living. And it's not that those products made me worse. I think I was getting worse over time. But like at first it kind of had a placebo effect, like, oh my gosh, this stuff is so amazing, because I got love bombed in the beginning. Like my upline was like, Laura, you're glowing, you look so amazing, your skin's cleared up, and you look so like that collagen booster thing that's vegan, like all that stuff. But I ended up having trouble with with like eating and stuff too, because like it messes up your eating cycles and everything with the shakes and kind of that mentality. So that's a lot of dangers too. So I've had a little trouble looking back at some of my old photos from that time, because like I was constantly taking pictures of a scale, weighing myself, and constantly checking to see how I'm doing and stuff. Anyway, just saying that there's a lot of ways where these wellness things, I don't know. I think wellness is a word that kind of triggers me a little bit, just by the mere fact of how it's used in MLMs and people that are not credentialed.
Yeah, it's really been kind of manipulated, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying it. But in the 10, 11 years since I did my health coaching training, it's just like a different landscape now. I think through social media, especially, really, really taking advantage of wellness concepts and over marketing them in weird ways.
Well, you know how many times when I was trying to advertise my coaching after like certification, or even while I was getting certified, people were constantly thinking I was a Beachbody coach and like saying, I can't believe you're like, and I've never been with Beachbody, but they automatically, when you say coach or health coach or wellness coach, they automatically think Beachbody or, something not legit, like even if it is legit in terms of credentialing.
Yeah, but I think also like the way that we see coaches that are really related to MLMs, like the coaches that coach MLM leaders who are often MLM leaders themselves, like coaching just, I don't know, it just has such a gross, it just seems so gross to me now. And it used to not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back. And Charlie says wellness equals body dysmorphia. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a little cringeworthy, but let's see how we live more of the wellness lifestyle.
Very ill.
Right, I pressed it again.
And I feel like the trajectory of my life was changed and transformed from the introduction of doTerra. So it's not that you all have to have this like crazy life-changing experience. I don't want you to think that it has to be about that, but to simply clean up the toxicity out of your home, to have supplementation that works on a cellular level, to have incredible products for stress, depression, and anxiety. I mean, this is a lot. And most people are really looking for solutions. We have solutions. We have solutions for the day-to-day needs in our home and in our family. So if you're not fully embracing the products yet, this is step one. Step two, share with others. Sometimes we can be
holy health claims, Batman. I mean, well, she didn't say cure depression and anxiety and stuff, but she's like, people are looking for those solutions for those things. So
yeah, no, she clearly said where these oils are for those things. And yeah, essential oils are not supplements. However, doTerra has lots of supplements, and they have kind of a core pack called the Lifelong Vitality Pack that wellness advocates heavily rely on marketing because it's part of, it's like this a staple part of a recurring monthly order, because you really don't need, at some point you're going to have every essential oil, but you can still order supplements every month because it's a monthly supply. You can still order your toothpaste and shampoo and all the other household things, right? So the supplements are a key part of their marketing strategy. Yup.
Yeah. So she didn't specifically say cure depression or anything like that, but she did say we have the solutions for that thing. So it's, oh, gosh.
Yeah, I mean, she worded it not.
She's careful with her wording.
Oh, I do see the rainbow. I do see the rainbow. Yay.
Well, it shifted. Now I don't see it. Where'd it go?
But I see it. It went from your side.
It went to you.
Me. Yay.
Quick, go find a pot
yeah.
of gold and we'll split it.
Yeah, she is careful with her language, although you're still not supposed to make disease claim. You're still not supposed to name diseases. So
Yeah. Yeah, she's being very careful with her wording, but it's still a health claim for sure.
yeah.
And then, of course, she said life changing again, which, is life changing plus free healthcare. All right.
Shy to share because we're thinking, oh, I don't want them to think I'm trying to sell them something. Well, let me tell you this. How would your life be if no one shared with you? Like, just let that sink in for a moment.
I can
How
answer
would
that.
your life be if you didn't have your essential oil?
I wouldn't have wasted 4 years of my life. I would have spent a lot more time with my young child. I would have actually become a clinical aromatherapist and not an MLM salesperson. Yeah. So I am going to let that sink in. But
yeah. Yeah. Like, and you can be present. They like to say how you'll have more time with your kids, but I'm often seeing these videos where they're pretty much ignoring their kids and their kids are wanting attention and, they're not being able to give it to them and something because they're constantly, or just, when you see people on a lot of these calls, they are doing other things while on the call because they're so highly encouraged to show up, or, depending on their upline and how strict they are about showing up and stuff.
yeah, totally.
All right. I didn't quite hear what she said, but I think she's like, where would you be without the essential oils or something? Or where would you be without sharing?
Where would you be if someone had not shared the oils with you?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'd imagine that 99% of people would be thinking, well, I haven't made any money yet, so what's this, but then it still goes into that kind of indoctrination of feeling like you've gotten success, like with the essential oils or with the personal development that you receive, the education that you receive and stuff like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How would my life be if Erin Fugate did not have the courage to share doTERRA with me? I can't even imagine, right? So if you naturally share what you love, like a new restaurant in town or a new massage therapist that you found or whatever it may be, share doTERRA. It's a gift. Don't be shy to share it with others. And then typically step number 1 is to start your names list. So you can do this right now. I challenge you all right now to take out a piece of paper and write down 20 names. Just begin to write down some names of who could use doTERRA. Don't worry about can they afford it or do I want to call them? Don't worry about any of that. Just begin to write names down of who might have some health issues or who might be struggling financially or who might have kids that need some health support. Like, who do you know that could use doTERRA? And then we have these wonderful guides. So we have this guide called the Share Guide. We have a Build Guide. I have one right here. You can download them from the doTERRA website. So go and check out these guides, and they're going to really help guide you through this process. And they have the names list in them, and you can start filling them out. And so then step 3, you're going to launch your business. So we have this launch business guide. So you want to schedule your launch overview. And then choose a pace, set a goal. It's really important to set a goal because otherwise you have no idea where you're going and you get to decide the goal. So whatever you want it to be, So if you want it to be completely outrageous, go for, elite in 30 days or even silver in 30 days. Again, you get to decide. Or make a 60-day goal and make a 90-day goal. Like, so decide, do you want to hit elite in 30 days, in 60 days, or 90 days? Like, do you have a few hours a week to spend, or can you just dive in? You get to decide. Again, who cares if it takes you 10 minutes, right? Imagine in 10 years if you were making $15,000, $20,000 a month. Would it be worth it? The time goes by anyway, right? Remember that. The time is going to pass regardless if you do this or not. So if you start working on it, imagine the difference of where your life could be in 1 year from creating this income. So go to doTerra.com and then business resources and power to success, and you can find all of these tools to get started. Okay, and then, like I said, go ahead and start creating your names list. Just start jotting down some names. So this is my call to action to you, is to start writing down some names of who you want to share doTerra with, and then reach out to the person that invited you to this class, and they will help you with your following steps. So this brings me to the close of bringing hope, healing hearts, raising leaders, and living the dream. And I am going to stop my share really quick. And I just we have a few more minutes. I would love to answer any questions, or if anybody else on the call wants to share some of their experience with doTerra. Now,
before we get into the questions, there's so many comments that are flooding through, like some of ours too. But like, who wants to be on that list? Really? I mean, you put a list down of people. It kind of makes me think of like a list of people that you want to turn into dollar signs.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you very much, your relationships get manipulated. And even if you're doing that thing where you're just introducing the oils, there is always that, you are also looking for builders. So even if you think somebody's just a customer, you're like, well, maybe they'll fall in love with the oils and want to do the business. That's always in your mind.
Yeah, maybe turn a customer into a builder and keep growth happening.
Absolutely.
So it's always kind of your end goal. But
yeah,
they spin it like, I know that my mindset was very much shifted when I was in it, because I thought, well, I didn't feel comfortable about making that whole list of people I knew and stuff, because I'm like, I'm not really that big into, like, I don't have like a whole bunch of close friends and stuff. So a lot of them are going to be acquaintances and people I barely know. And so it's like really awkward. But then you start thinking, oh, well, I can help them change their lives, life changing, and I can help them. And so it kind of turns into, I can help them by sharing my products. And that kind of language being heard over and over again, it's manipulation, it's brainwashing. And that's kind of how you justify getting the names of people. Yeah. And Kate says, like, names, who do I hate? But when you're in it at first, like when you first join, you don't really think of it like that. Like, it's like, who do I like? Who will support me? But at the same time, it's kind of like knowing what we know now.
Yeah. But I mean, again, for me, I have a background, also as a massage therapist. That was my primary profession for almost 2 decades. And I used essential oils all the time in my practice, and had developed my own line of massage and body care. And so like my friends and family already knew that about me. They trusted me. And they really, really loved the oils, you know, and it's like I had this skill set to be able to show them how to make DIY products. And so I don't know. It was, do you know what I mean? It's like that part was easy. It's the recruiting
Yeah,
part that was incredibly hard because I wasn't reaping the benefits. I couldn't go out and say, look how successful I'm being. Wouldn't you like to do this too? It's like trying to sell somebody on a dream that I was nowhere near. I couldn't do that with integrity.
well, I had trouble selling with Arbonne because it was so expensive for the products. So ridiculously expensive. I mean, I would give out samples to people and stuff like that. I did have a few people like try to support me, which it's not really supporting. It's more like enabling when you do that, even though they're trying to help.
Yeah.
So I recommend for like anybody that might have a friend that's in an MLM, don't purchase from them just to support them, because that's only going to make them feel that hope and that success.
Yeah. That's a really good point. That's a really good point, Laura.
Yeah. But when I was in Usborne, though, there were some people that had Usborne books before for their kids. And so they knew the product. And so they were more willing to, like, you know, get books for their kids and stuff. Like, oh yeah, I love books, you know. At first, you know, there's always a limit to how much you can sell to one person when it's books, because they've got enough books, you know. And that's why I switched to a consumable product MLM, because I thought that would be better in the long run. And it was actually worse because I was spending more of the money than I was making. Okay. We'll listen to the questions.
It would be a great time to do that. And thank you all so much for hanging out with me and listening to the presentation. I know your time is so valuable, and I hope that you have found this inspiring and giving you some things to think about. Yes. So
Aisha.
Yes.
Hi. Thank you very much. I mean, I've been doing this for a few years, but it's always nice to get the refresher and just to hear it over and over again, because it's always nice to touch base and hear those things again. So my question or comment is, last weekend I did a vendor event, and so I did a raffle. And so I do have like one winner I was going to do a wild orange to that winner. But now I have all these raffle drawing tickets for the people that, you know, didn't win. There were a few people that I had made notes on because they had inquired about certain products and things like that. Just want to know your thoughts or ideas on how to follow up with potentially everybody else.
Well, first of all, I'll give you my little raffle tip. You can make everyone a winner. So keep that in mind.
I could, yes.
Or one thing that you could also do is, if that's not really a possibility, is that you could reach out and acknowledge they weren't the winner, but you would still like to send them a sample. And so, like, when you have those leads, really reaching out and making a personal connection and opening up a conversation, sending a sample, is a great opportunity. So don't be shy. I think a lot of people will make the mistake of doing an event and they get all these leads and they don't know what to do with them. But you have these people that have filled out information and have shown you interest in your product. So I would recommend sending them a text message or even calling them and say, thank you for stopping by my booth. I want to let you know that you unfortunately were not the winner, but I would love to send you a sample. You know, can I collect your address, or could you text me back? And you could even say like, I have samples for either pain, stress, or, digestion. Like you could pick 3 categories, so you could help to kind of formulate what kind of sample to send. And then once you send that sample, you then want to ask them permission. And once you get the sample, I'd like to follow up with you and make sure you know how to use it. And you can kind of use that to begin to build relationship and communication. And these are things we talk a lot about on, do you know how to sample? Talked about this like in our trainings. If you go to the visionary.life website, I think we have some videos there on like how to sample, how to have that dialogue, etc.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else? Okay, well, it is 6:25. I'm sure everybody wants to get on with their evening. So again, I want to thank you all so much for being here. It is a pleasure to be with you. And at the moment, we will be having these calls on Wednesday. So if you have anybody else that you would like to invite to the call.
Okay, it looks like it's at the end, so I'm just going to stop it there, just in case there's more info on it, because I haven't seen this part or anything. Let's see. So, all right, we made it through it.
Wow. We had a lot to say, didn't we?
Yeah, but like I don't think she had very many of our bingo words in the second half, which is kind of a letdown because I wanted to make a full card clear.
I don't know. I thought she had a lot of them.
She
but maybe
did
not
have
exactly.
I don't know. How's your card looking?
Let me go back to it. I'm trying to go back to it here. I mean,
I have to find mine
I
again.
put a bunch of them in the chat too. Like, I did them in all caps, I guess.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So I don't know. I think she kind of hit a lot of them.
Let's see. I would say that the be your own boss was kind of in there too, in the sense that she was saying about the like building your business and stuff like that. It was very similar. Maybe not those specific words.
Okay.
I opened the window.
Was it thundering?
It's raining and I thought I heard thunder.
I thought I did too. Did you hear thunder, Lara?
I don't know if I heard thunder. It does. Oh, squirrel.
That's okay. Go check it out. Go check it out.
Yeah, and I want to leave them open. Okay.
That's fine, Jet.
I know it's dark out there. There's no rainbow anymore. I mean, it's not dark. It's like dark for light.
I mean, I don't know so much if she went into her big why story. She definitely touched on like what was happening in her life, but on our team, they were very big on saying, your why should make you cry and like really working that like purpose-driven angle.
Yeah.
But
well, she did go into the why story in the first one, I believe, because she didn't go deep into it, but she had talked about her Lyme disease in remission claim.
Right. And I've seen another one of her opportunity calls where she really glosses over that one and talks about the financial need, which was really interesting because it was a different angle than I'd ever heard her talk about before.
She definitely went into the sharing products I love thing. Because she was share.
Well, I think we both win bingo tonight.
Yeah, I think so. It's there were so many. About the only ones she didn't say were things about pyramid schemes because she didn't even bring it up. And she didn't do link arms with or pour into, which I am grateful for because that's kind of gross.
Yeah, I think those are more, I think that's more like religious or faith-based terminology. And this team is definitely more kind of spiritual / new age. So I think there are variations on these things for sure, but not like the exact language. So anyway, and that gal who asked the question at the end, I was just like, oh man, she's trying. She's out there doing it, and good luck.
Yeah. And in the first one, she was having trouble getting people to talk, like in the chat. I mean, I couldn't see the chat, but she was just kind of like, she's like, I'm gonna wait until somebody says something.
Yeah, it's
trouble one in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know who she's putting these out to, but
Oh yeah, I remember Care Bears, Kate. It's a very common tactic at events like a home improvement show. Have to give them your phone number so they can notify you if you win the drawing, but everyone gets called after the event. Yeah, she was like, get their address. I'm like, no, don't get their address. It's like some private information there. And that's another thing. If you're ever seeing Google Forms or anything, like if they have something where you fill out like for instance with Monate, one of their tactics is to fill out like a Monate hair quiz so that they can help match you with the right product, even though they're going to say that you didn't use the product right anyway if it doesn't work. In my opinion, because from what I've seen. But yeah, they get the information because like the Google Docs and the forms, it saves your information so they can get your email or phone number and all that stuff from that. So be real careful with that.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on with you tonight. That was fun and painful.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Maybe we can try to figure out like a Zoom thing and pre-record it so that we know how fun or painful it's going to be.
It's all good. I think lives are fun.
Well, I can imagine that like going down memory lane can be painful. So I'm sorry that kind of.
No, it's okay. I'm definitely at a point now where like it's all good. I can handle it now. Now that I understand, right? I understand the nature of the MLM beast. So when I hear these presentations now, it just sounds like a crock of what. It just, I think the only triggering part about it for me is just because I've literally heard this person say these words so many times, right? So it's like I believed those words for a long time.
Yeah, that it's got to be really, really difficult to hear it, especially coming from the person that has told you that many, many times. But hopefully things are getting better. There's this, I feel like there's this deconstruction kind of period after you get out of an MLM, to recover from the MLM, like, I mean, Roberta Blevins has that life after MLM kind of thing. And you've got to take time to recover. Like I still have rocky relationships from it. And, there's still a mental health aspect that just kind of carries with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can still get triggered on social media.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know about you, but like some of the lingering effects have been like having a little bit less confidence because I put so much into something that didn't work out. And then also like in the beginning, hearing her talking about, like letting yourself dream and, what would you dream about? Being able to travel, pay off your debt, all that stuff, retire, like allowing yourself to dream. It's like, and that's also part of the coaching world a bit as well. It's like I'm now sort of having to recover kind of a more I don't know what the word is, but like having to recover my ability to dream again and like not dream for something so ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
find kind of an authentic dream or a dream that's attainable and not part of a system that's built to fail
Well,
for
it
most
can
people.
be a very useful coaching tool. Like, she was doing the wave a
Mhm.
magic wand. I was looking for my wand at the time. Like, I just had, it's just like one of those that has like all the stuff that is in it, the glitter and stuff, and it like falls
Nice.
and stuff. So it's fun.
Cute.
But that is a coaching technique, and
Mhm.
it can really be helpful in, I think of it like my light automatic. Alexa does it, but it's damn ADHD. the the wand and like the whole scenario. I'm trying to get back to it. That's why I'm like delaying what I'm saying.
You were
But
saying it can be a useful coaching tool?
yeah, like it puts you, I think I said this in the first video, but it puts you in a place where you're envisioning a future
Mhm.
goal, and like you're envisioning it. It's almost kind of like the law of attraction thing, but you're like kind of putting yourself in it, like seeing yourself in it in like a meditative type of technique.
Mhm.
So it depends on kind of how you're using it, but like I think when I was going through the certification process and stuff, like we used that kind of thing, like to see ourselves coaching clients and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and like being in that setting and how it would feel and the stuff around us and stuff like that. So it's a good way of feeling if it's right for you and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the thing, right? Like these techniques in and of themselves aren't bad, but when they're being used within um a business model that, you know, you don't really have a lot of control over, in the ways that she's making it sound like you can just choose where you want to go and how fast you want to get there. Like that's really not in your hands, right? It's who you meet and it depends on so many things that are really out of your control.
Yeah, there are
Um
so many variables, and statistically, the odds are against you.
they're terrible, right? Like
They're very stacked
statistically
against you,
very stacked.
statistically.
Yeah, so it's like, right, they're putting traditional coaching techniques into this business model that they're not going to work in. They might work in another system. They might work in a traditional coaching model, or other places, but they're not really going to work.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
when the majority of your money comes from the recruiting and building a team, then somebody at the bottom is going to lose. That's just kind of how the structure is built in any MLM, not just doTerra, but like somebody at the bottom is going to have to lose because the saturation and trying to be able to keep recruiting. Like they're
Mhm.
going to be at the bottom, and then they have to recruit in order to raise themselves up. So it's just like an
Yeah.
endless vicious cycle. But
Yep.
thank you so much for coming on. I know we're like running at 2 hours now. So
No, this was great though. I know we've been wanting to connect for a long time. So,
yeah. Well, we can do
yeah.
more connections too later.
Sounds good, Laura. We'll have a great night and um it was fun interacting with your people here.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Jamie. And for anybody that wants to check out her Instagram, I definitely recommend it. Go to Essentially Over MLMs on Instagram. I'll have that link down below too. I'll edit that in. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you for everyone that was here. All
Good
right.
night.
Good night. I'm glad you caught it too, Fia. Thanks, everyone.